Okay, so Galileo Protocol is a tokenization platform. Basically, we have a B2B and a B2C approach. The B2B approach is to offer luxuries brand a tokenization platform which we allow them to tokenize their physical goods on the blockchain and offer them to their customers, and it will act as a proof of ownership and a proof of authenticity. We also offer a marketplace. It's a P2P marketplace in which we are going to connect brands and owners with customers. And they will be able to buy PNFTs directly on the marketplace. And these PNFTs will represent physical goods that are stored in a custody. And at any time, these people can decide to redeem the PNFTs to receive the physical object at home.
Yeah, so the benefits of tokenization. Next 5 to 10 years, practically everything will get tokenized. Practically everything that has value, ranging from digital goods, which we'll be focusing on, but identification papers as well. What's really interesting about this is that it makes everything more easily tradable. It saves a lot of costs, makes everything a lot more efficient, and it unlocks value in a lot of different ways. Because, for instance, items like cars or other similar objects that are fairly large are very hard to trade across continents. But if you can tokenize those assets, then it's fairly easy using a marketplace. It can change hands many times, and especially when you take fractionalization into the process, which is obviously also a thing for the future, but it's very well possible. Then that means that more people can own that same asset, and there's even chances that that asset will appreciate more in value as it gets traded more, and people desire to maybe obtain the entire asset itself. So there's a lot of things going on in that regard. Regulation needs to catch up. That's what we hear at Sibos a lot as well. It's not there yet. Technology is, regulation and standards not quite. But yeah, the future is looking bright, and Galileo will be at the front of this by tokenizing everything that can be tokenized.
And this QRC-20 token will be available on different blockchain. At this time, we can consider the Ethereum blockchain, the XDC blockchain, and the Layer 2 polygonmatic blockchain. It means first we are going to deploy these tokens on Ethereum, and the users will be able to move these tokens from one blockchain to another. But we are going also to develop QRC 721 tokens for our physical NFTs, and it has exactly the same benefits. Mean like if you have a QRC 721 PNFT, you will be able to move these tokens between different blockchain, and it has many benefits for us. Imagine Rolex will develop a PNFT on the polygonmatic blockchain. We will be able to list this PNFT on our marketplace. We don't want ourselves to limit to one blockchain because there is scalability problem, and there is also preferences by the different brand. So what's good about Quant technology? Quant technology is not a blockchain on itself, but it allows communication between different blockchain, private DLT and also public DLT.
So Galileo is now working with LCX as their token issuer, the token partner. They've taken care of all the legal implications, like the legal opinion that is needed to get a token listed as a utility token, as well as using their token platform and their community to give Leox exposure. And obviously in the future they will list there as well. Right now we have the private sale and the seed rounds going on. These were the first sales rounds, and the public sale will take place in November. That one will still be private, and the token will most likely be listed in January. So now we're in January, we can also talk a bit about the future state and dream what we think Galileo will offer and provide in the future. And one of the distinguishing features of Galileo compared to other NFT programs is that we will also have an entire logistics system behind this. And this is really interesting. This is also the most challenging, because what we see is that, as an example, Amazon, their infrastructure of delivering assets and having their warehouses is a good example of how logistics systems should work. And since we will also want to offer secondhand products that are verified, authenticated on our marketplace, we need to put something in place that guarantees that a specific item is actually authentic and verified and original. And also, obviously, as Nathaniel explained, what the state of the object is. So this will require a fairly complex infrastructure, hence my Amazon example. Since if somebody has a car, let's say a vintage Mustang, and it's a highly desirable car, and he wants to put that on sale on the Galileo Protocol marketplace, we need to know what the state of that car is. Yeah, so what's the year that it's been built? What is the state of the engine? How much miles did it run? What's the color of the paint? All those things. We cannot trust the seller on his pretty blue eyes for this. We need to verify the data. So we are looking to build a network with partners, in this case, potentially Ford, that then can authenticate and verify and certify that vehicle and the state of that vehicle, so that a PNFT can be created, and then the car can be sent to our logistics system, be stored in a warehouse under our security, our insurance, for instance. And the moment that car arrives, we from Galileo can then verify the state of that very car, and then and only then can a car be listed on our marketplace and be maybe even fractionalized or traded until somebody else decides, okay, I want that entire car. I own the entire NFT. So if it's fractionalized, it owns all the bits. Then they can choose to redeem. We call this the redemption system. And then the car goes into our logistics system once again, and it can be sent either to the one that owns the NFT, or they can choose to put it back to market again to be sold. And if this pertains to, let's say, a very vintage Shelby Cobra, it can be expected that this asset actually appreciates more in value, and that will be a very nice way to diversify for people within the crypto sphere without actually needing to leave the crypto ecosystem. One of the other benefits of using Galileo in the future. Again, this is future state. It's pretty far away for now. Maybe 5 to 10 years before everything, also regulation-wise, is up to speed. But yeah, the future is looking good for us.